contested. Once again, guys, apologize. Charity race. Right about to get team. Lead tape right behind them. Hopefully by the end of this, we'll just have the race focused on the leaders. That was a moment of silence as the radio went silent right there, just honoring the life and legacy of Greg Biffle right there. So we stopped on the appropriate lap, just to remember and what he did for us and the sport, and to pray for him and his family through these troubling times. Sorry guys, we continue to fight through this right now. Go hard. Lap. Yes. There. Gate mode. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and go for decent battle right now. At those laps. There, really quickly though. I'm back to focusing on leaders. And once again, I do apologize for making sure that I try to get that support. Lap 50. We got about 50 more to go until caution. Busy of pit road. I'm gonna try to keep it. Try to zoom out the camera just a little bit. Once again, I do apologize for all of this. Just a heads up, if you see a stream go black, it's just the cars, just know that I have the stream minimized and I'm trying to avoid that overlay. Also, you can see the pylon. So, no worries if you're trying to. There's nothing wrong if the screen does go black. It's just I'm not trying to working. I'll try to have the stream as much as possible though. And we have scoring. About dang time, but got her up and going. Once again, I apologize for the play. Joseph Tucker, Clark, going to go ahead. Right now. And we have scoring. About dang time, but right now we have Joseph. Seconds. Warford. 80. Hard back in 54. Followed by Sam Cole in 71. Good looking intake right there. Dawson Buchanan. Covered up the the ball right now. Then we have the two of Jacob Barker right behind him. Followed by James Staples. Dave Fuge making his debut in the 22. Good looking car out of him. I just crashed. Hold up. We might have just crashed. I'm going to try to get that thing back up and load. Give me 1 sec. Sorry about that. Just when we were getting going. That right there is a classic announcer's jinx. We are getting loaded back in. It was going too good. They had to humble me right there. But right now we're sitting about lap 80, 85. This thing's about 15% loaded. Blast really quick. Lead, we're at James Staples. AP there in the 12. Chris Fuge in the 68. 58. Using 18. Focus back on the leaders and double check some stuff. 8 car leads them into the pit box to end the first stint. Probably cycle out to about where we were before. The difference is might be a couple gainers on pit road, but these pit stops are so long. As long as you don't mess up the pit stop, you should be pretty good to go when it comes to kind of staying in the big order. We'll keep an eye out to see if anyone jumps significantly though. Alrighty, everybody, do me a favor. Wood right now. Try to get this thing. The rest of it. Pretty much the rest of the lap. Try to get. Car is in our roll. It's a good job. Yep. Degrees. 15 degrees of banking. Normal. Tracks, but I'll put it a little bit in perspective. especially for this. Make that house. Right now you can see the gate. Right now. Yeah, he's taking it. Ooh, and they go around. Big damage. Replay. 54 giving the nudge sideways. The 54 checks up to try to not make it. Just gets absolutely smoked. They do have 2 fast. Or the 2. Parker and Gossip came both of them coming off the pit road. Really kind of mixes up the field now. You have guys that maybe were kind of mid-pack, still solid drivers, but mid-pack. They have a chance to see what they can do. Now not checked up in time. Avoid that big wreck. Looking at 16 frames. Thoughts and prayers. All of NASCAR. Thoughts and prayers to the Biffle family. Truly a racing legend. Words can't describe how much he loved this entire career. Does retain the lead. I wonder if it's a little bit of damage. There, the 21. AP Jones. Beautiful restart right there. Getting to the bottom, so your tires heat up. You can start up. Now you kind of just very rhythm. Right now, that's the best hand because you want to get in rhythm, especially in these longer laps. Could be they can go 100 laps. Tires. Really give yourself time to get in the rhythm. Track position also behind the line, fighting 2 positions, but fight too hard for this 2. Up to 5 spots. Find your rhythm, but also at the same time. Racing, so you got it. So also is the position has to probably is a lap there, but that was might about 8 stuff. Yeah, awesome. Dawson is good passes. Also, Hunter Hughes, although he misses his passes, also. Now Hunter does have a little bit of. Without a doubt, those 4 drivers, tires, really you'll see them not the ball. Though it might look like he's giving it position ahead. Okay, taking half here. As a little bit of contact. He'll lose 2 spots, but the same time. Tires, otherwise it caution. Good wall contact. It's very possible here. They're being kind of a off your axle. Yeah. Very possible. Tracks better to throw, not throw it. You need to have one of those big ones. Laps, about 50 laps ago. First stage. Comment section on YouTube, please feel free to tell me if something is still not showing up. Drivers doesn't sound right. If you need the cars a little bit louder, if you need me a little bit louder, feel free to let me know. Appreciate you working with me. Sticking with this snowball derby charity. Some cars did elect to pit, whether that be Ford damage or for new set tires in years, or both working on the pilot. Green flag is out 15 car of Victor Ford. Blocks the 80, gets a little loose. The 8 gets rear-ended by the forward. Happens there. 8 cars still going. It's checked out. The Ford doesn't slow up. Parker brakes. Just 2 cars appear to be injured in that. Be able to keep going. Superman on the lead lap here. Taking a look at back bumpers. Solid. He might be fighting some other issues inside the car, but for now, it looks alright. too crazy going on there. Keep an eye on fourth place. Colton Gardner. He is, like I said earlier, he is almost, I think you can count him out, but dang, on these longer runs, he can sneak up and just absolutely these long run cars and these combination of long run cars, short track racing, and super late models is honestly effective for his driving style. It's a good reason, and a lot of reasons why current NASCAR stars or even past NASCAR stars, they'll oftentimes start on these late models or super late cars just to try to get a feel for braking zones as well as tire management, knowing where that line is, especially. Green flag is out. It was a good jump on the 15 car. Is trying to check out here. The 80 car reeling him in a little bit farther back. Like I said, there with Colton Gardner, they're a little bit more side by side. Everyone right now just trying to get figured out. Oh, the 24 and the 18 make contact there. Yeah, that's some close racing right now. 18 car seems to, ooh, the 24 gets sideways and he is around. Going on between the caution. We stay green right now. We're staying green. 18 seems to have won that battle. The 8 car looks like was the one that made contact with him there, but you gotta remember these guys gotta stay rolling because right now the caution did not come out. The 8 car was in the front too for most of the start of this first stint in the race. Then got shuffled back with the wreck, so now he is, some might argue, being overly aggressive. At the same time, he might think that he needs and deserves to be up there towards the top, so he'll get there by any means necessary. It is a good looking winter paint scheme though on that 8 car. I love the chrome 8 as well. Seems that the 8 and 15 seem to be, the 8 of Tucker and the 15 of Pfluger seem to be a little matching going on. And JP Jones right now trying to stay on the lead lap as long as he can. At some point though, Pfluger is probably going to have to give him the bumper because he can't stay behind too long. Warford there, and the 80 is going to sneak up on him. So it seems the 21 is opening up the inside, trying to make this as clean as possible as he lets the 15 car by. Then he can't get too far back. As long as he doesn't wreck, he should be all right. There's another car for a little bit. He should be able to unlap himself when the caution comes out. A little bit farther back, there's Dave Fuge. I feel like I've met every single Fuge brother, talked about every single Fuge brother at this point. Great group of guys so far. I know Chris as well as Connor. Good fun racers. Every now and then you'll get into them, but honestly, when you race that much with each other, you're bound to have it. But great group of guys, fun to race around, and always keeping us honest on the track. Speaking of Chris Fuge, just take a look at him. He's right behind his brother right now. You have to wonder if there's a little bit sibling rivalry going on. Yeah, I mean, if it was me, I know how competitive it gets with my siblings, so you gotta wonder if this is gonna be get brought up around Christmas, on Christmas morning. For opening presents, and one of them's gonna get a first place trophy, and the other one's gonna get first loser. So I always like to have fun with my siblings. We make everything near everything a competition, so I'm sure these drivers treat everything that competitive as well. Wesley Fuge in the 58. So let's take a look. What's going on? Chris Fuge there. Dave Fuge. Hunter is trying to get in a rhythm here right now, sitting in 10th. Ahead of him is Austin Buchanan in the 4 car. has Dawson listed as the 16 car. I hope Dawson goes back and watches this back, and because he knows I told him several times to change it in iRacing to the 4 car, but kids, what do you do with him? Stuck with him, I guess. Now let's take a look back at the leaders and see what Pfluger's up to. Warford's kind of sticking with him here. It's less than half a second. They're kind of maintained at the last couple of laps. Nothing too crazy going on. Everyone, like I said, just trying to get in rhythm, see where your tires line up. We have about 45 more laps until the next caution. So you want to save them on this half-mile track as best as you can, in case, especially in case a caution comes out. You need a quick little run there. Good gap right now between Hunter Wolford and Jacob Barker. Jacob Barker, I believe last season, sorry Jacob, I'm getting this wrong, was his first season in Wednesday Night Dash. Either first or second. Time flies when you're having fun. Really great racer on track as well. Aligned there with Smokey Mountain Racing as well. Go back live here, taking a look at the 4 car. Right behind him, James Staples. We're going to go ahead and just do a whole run through, as we do have a caution that came out. I'll hold off on that run through. Now with the caution coming out, you could gamble here a little. Try to come down, take some tires, see what positions you can make up before the caution comes out. And then choose whether you want to stay out or not. We do have a couple gamblers there. We have the 54 car as well pitting. He has damage. No? I believe he might just be doing a little gambling. Wesley Fuge also pit. He is 14 laps down as we speak. Or 11 laps down. I believe everything's kind of updating right now. But you have some guys here, I believe, taking gambles to see if they can't jump a couple positions and then just hope for some more cautions down the line, because you do only have a certain amount of tires, so you want to make sure if you are putting on tires, you're going to make them last, or at least have some plan going in. Pfluger of the 15 and Warford in the 80 did stay out, though. Barker there in the second, and the 22 of Dave Fuge as well looking to stay. We're going to keep an eye on Dave Fuge as well as Chris Fuge here, and their teammate of Colton Gardner as well behind them. We're just going to see how this restart goes. Little Kyle Busch situation going on. You want to race your brother fair. I'm sure they're also affiliated with each other by teams, leagues, and a bunch of other stuff, but like I said earlier, there's definitely some competition within the family, I'm sure. Pace lights are off on the pace car. Next time we go green, I will switch back to the two Fuge brothers to see if they can battle it out here. Will Chris give up the inside line, let his brother down? I guess we'll see. You can see that marbling on the track too, slowly moving up. A couple sparks coming off as well. And green flag is out. We're going to see they're still side by side going into the corner. The bottom is a little bit faster, especially on the restarts. Dang, they're still side by side. Jacob Barker's flashing just a little bit there ahead of them. Still side by side, but the 22 is going to get a little bit of a run. But oh, I think he might still be on the quarter panel. I believe he's clear now. Now he's got to worry about the 8 car. Now, the 8 car has been moving up. The 8 car is up to 5th now. 8 car up to technically 5th. He's fighting for that 5th position place with Dave Fuge, but got to get in a rhythm here through the 8 car and get back up to... Ooh, the 22 goes around. Look at what happened there. Let's see. Goes into the corner, kind of deep. Hammers on the gas. And then it looks like the 4 car just got way too aggressive there on entry. Seem to be carrying a lot of speed. Bumps him, spins him. Around he goes. The 18 car also appears to go around right there as well. Potentially them, I believe, just trying to avoid the wreck, if I had to guess. 18 checks up and boom, just gets smoked in the back by the 24. And kills the bumper there. Believe the 18 has one more fast repair. I could be lying to you. Either way, really frustrating, especially for the 22 car, because he had such good track position, such a good run going as well. Take a look at the 18 car. No major damage on the back. Camera will pan around. We'll take a look at the front of the car as well. Imagine hitting the wall. I mean, it looks clean. He must have already knocked off his pit stop. Yeah, I believe so. Either that or iRacing isn't updating, but either way, super frustrating. Just an over-aggressive move from the 4 car. I don't know if he's expecting 22 to go a little bit higher or what was going through his mind, trying to dime in the corner maybe, but normally, I don't know, it seemed a little aggressive in my opinion. And pace lights are off. 68 of Chris Fuge. This is some of the best track position he's had all night. We'll see exactly how much tire he saved. We are pretty late into a run here, about 30 more laps at the line. And then we'll have another competition caution. The cars really quick. Apologize. And we are green flag is out. 15 gets a great jump there, but the 80 crosses him over. He's now underneath. Can he make it stick? Oh, it's tight, but the 15's going to have a slight run off the corner. He's going to clear. And the 80 sends it back down deep again. 15 deciding not to shut the door, just in fear of getting wrecked. There's more contact farther back. The car's trying to figure out their position. The 15 jets ahead, cuts across the nose of the 80 and clears himself. A little bit farther back, we have some more side-by-side action with the 8 car trying to get back up towards the front. Sliding in front of the 2 car, clears them. 54 now feeling some pressure from the 4 car, and I'm sure the 4 car remembers what happened to the 22. So he's not trying to give himself plenty of room here. Chris Fuge also a little bit farther back, just keeping an eye on everything that's going on here. Take a quick look and see what he's looking at inside the car, if we can. If that works. There we go. Got her working. This is what he's looking at, Chris Fuge right now, tracking down the 8 car. A little bit of lag going on, but apologize for that. Man, these cars get almost sideways. You got to put a lot of wheel in them. Watch that wheel on exit, or watch that wall on exit especially. Trying to get him in a rhythm here. His teammate Colton Gardner is behind him in his rearview mirror. Ooh, the 4 car gets into the wall. Side by side now. Go back to TV1 to try to get a better angle of this battle here. 4 car rips the fence there. Side by side. Still side by side. See Santa's workshop on the hood of that 4 car, but I can guarantee it, Austin Buchanan is gonna be on the naughty list this year. Been very aggressive this race. The 68 slides a little bit up the track with the 4 car still there. The 40 car thinking about making a move. Just waiting in the wings. If you're the 4 car though, you're thinking, man, I'm burning a lot of tire doing this. As the 40 gets inside of the 4 car as well. Great driving there by the 68 of Chris Fuge to get all that cleared and away. Once again, apologize for the lag. Back to the leaders in the 15. This all sorts itself out. About a half-second lead ahead of Orford. Caution is out. 28 car there. We'll take a look and see what happened. 28 already is 2 laps down. We're going to take a replay a look and see what happened. 22 car. Apologize, a little bit of lag. Not seeing anything quite yet. The caution comes out right there, so I apologize. I'm not sure what that caution was for. He is on pit road. This might be a strategy call here. Back to the leaders. We're going to go ahead and take a look at them. We have 18 laps until the stage ends as of right now. Do you pit early and then stay out? You're going to be kind of cutting it close. That is a strategy that's on the table. You could elect to pit right now. You'd be forfeiting any sort of finishing position in the second stage, but then you could choose to stay out. As long as you don't go a lap down, you could be super easy on the tires for the next 18 laps, but I think it's still a little too many laps to be taking that strategy. Still see a little bit of damage on the right fender, right front. I guess just the right front of that 8 car. It's skewed up just a little bit. I'd have to imagine he's out of fast repairs, or he has one more and he's saving it just in case there's another big wreck coming up. I apologize. Pace lights are off on the pace car. Will be going green next time by. Car's off in the restart zone and they're fired off. 15 car Fluger leads into the line. Orford right behind him. The 8 car of Joseph Tucker gets tucked in. Tyler Cheney also present there. Joseph Tucker. Ooh, man, we get right on the wreck as soon as it happens. Take a quick look at that. Not quite far enough back. 54 car right there of Tyler Cheney and 2 of Jacob Barker. Just looks like just hard side-by-side racing. Just comes a little bit too far down. The 54 comes down to make the corner, and that's all she wrote. We are under caution here. Now, probably looking at 10 laps when you go back green, maybe. Do you risk it? The 18 car has a little bit of damage there on the right front. Looks like one of the cars is coming in. Appears to be, once again, the 22 car. I had to take a guess. Probably working on some stuff. There's some optional repairs. I'm sure he's probably trying to get knocked out. Or this could be, like I said, a call. We're going to see if there's a tire call. Let's see if they lift the car up. Not seeing the car being lifted up on a jack, so I'd have to assume that this is just a optional damage trying to get fixed as he rolls away, but could also be on my end that I can't see the tires going up. So could be a strategy call. More than likely it's just optional repairs getting knocked out. The 8 car back there of Joseph Tucker has been at the back of the pack at one point, involved in a wreck. He has made his way back up to 3rd. But once again, I strongly encourage you to keep an eye on the 40 of Colton Gardner. Now, maybe not so much on the short run we're about to have, but especially once we get tires at the stage. If we can get a good green flag run, then he'd be definitely my ones to watch. And we're going to do a little Fox broadcast moment here. It appears one of the cars, the 8 car, way down on the apron there. Everyone getting double file here as the lights go off on the pace car. We'll be going green next time by. Chris Fuge back here in 8th. JP outside. Fuge's brother Dave in the 22 is sitting outside as well. And we are, green flag is out. 15 car takes a jump. Apologize for the lag once again. Finding some network issues on my end. 15 car once again gets clear. It looks like the 8 car did clear the 80 of Warford. Now the Warford has to decide here. Do I just settle for 3rd, get all my ducks in a row and fight them in the 3rd? Or see if there's some contact here between the 8 and the 15. They were super tight racing between the two of them for the entire first stint. Now towards the end of the second stint, they have once again found each other towards the front. 8 to go at the line. In the Smoky Mountain Racing Snowball Derby charity race. But they're going to try to even it out for now. Might see some last ditch efforts in the last laps, but once again, we still have another 100 laps after this caution comes out, so it's a little still even too early to be starting to make some enemies. We cycle through the field. There's a little bit of side-by-side action going on there between the 4 and the 54. Don't forget these two did get into it earlier, which just got back with the man in the red suit, Santa himself. He did check his list twice and can confirm also Buchanan is on the naughty list. Really unfortunate for that team, but over-aggressive driving tends to happen, especially on these short tracks. The 4 car seems to have cleared the 54. Back towards the front, the 15 has checked out a little bit from the 8 car. Not sure the tire condition on that 8 car, as he did probably burn quite a bit of tires getting back to the position that he's in right now. We go ahead and take a look at the 40 car as well. Apologize, I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. We're stuck on a wide angle here. There we go, we're back. Sorry about that. 15 car coming to the stage caution here next time around. Joseph Tucker behind him. Connor Wolford in 3rd, Colton Gardner in 4th, Dawson Buchanan in 5th, Jacob Barker 6th, Cheney 7th, Fuge 8th, other Fuge 9th, that'd be Dave, and then Chris Fuge, Honey Hughes, JP Jones, the top 10. Top 11, I guess. We're still flip-flopping positions. Caution is out. This is, I don't know if it's technically mandatory, but you're going to want some tires here if you still got some on the pit wall. These drivers all should have at least one more pair, or one more set of tires. Sure it'll be a busy pit road here. We'll go ahead and take a look and see exactly how busy are we talking. Angle kind of sucks. That's the entry. Take a look at the exit here. As the pace car comes around, see all those cars off to the right coming to their pit stops. Now let's see if the 8 car can have a slightly better pit stop here. There's the tires going up. Looks like the 80 car got in sideways in his box. small pit boxes too. That doesn't help. 80 car is away. 4 car on the outside. So we do have some movers and shakers in the field. A couple guys gaining positions, a couple guys losing. Very likely guys just getting damage fixed without burning a fast repair. Take back a leader of Fluger in the 15. It's kind of been his night tonight. He's kind of led this thing from start to finish. Hasn't really had much competition, but if we have a long enough green flag run, we could run into more lap traffic, and then we'll have to see how he navigates that, especially with the 8 car, who seems to be aggressive tonight, especially working his way through the field. But also we got to keep an eye on those cars that are known for their long run speed as well. I do once again apologize for any lag we are experiencing. I believe there's probably at least 4 people in my house right now trying to watch Netflix, so yeah, we're struggling to say the least. The pace lights are off on the 15 car. And on green. Odd start to the race right there as people weren't quite lined up. Field is already spread out besides the top 2. We're already spread out over a second. It does appear Dave Fuge did stay out though, because you do see him in 3rd place right now, so that means maybe he did get tires, but I believe he did jump some people on pit road if that's the case. Caution is back out, it looks like. Somebody's around. Crap. Possibly the 54. It's a little disconnect with the bumper. We'll take a replay. For this. Green here. Bumper already looks disconnected at this point. Ooh, there's a car. Milwaukee car, I believe that is Wesley Fuge. Yes. Let's take a look and see what happened. Coming out of the corner. It's a little on the gas, a little too quick. No harm, no foul, no damage. Just stop car on the road. You got to throw the caution for that as other cars coming by pretty quick. Here you want to be definitely cooling your tires. Just running where you can. The pace car is back out. Do we have anybody that's going to pit? Doubt it. Maybe, but I doubt it. It's coming right off a pit stop. Ooh, a little scuffle right there between the 4. I believe the 68. Like a little bumper tag. There might just be some frustrations at this point. We're 210 laps into this race. You're going to have that on these short track racing. Colton Gardner has worked his way up to 3rd, but really I want to see what Tucker can do against Fluger. Now that they're side by side, they really haven't been side by side until really the first stint, but during that second stint, Tucker got mild back in traffic and so had to work his way after getting a damaged car. So it'll be interesting to see how aggressive he races against Fluger, and if he can pass him, can he check out? Gonna have to wait and see how it all works out, but should be a good time. Pace lights are off. The next caution, let's try to grab a driver and just see what happens. Fastest lap right there, 16.3. Yeah, next time we get a caution, let's grab a driver and just see what's going on with them. Green flag is out. Go off. Luger does clear himself, but he's side by side with Hunter Warford in the 80. Can the 8 car get clear? Still side by side, and he does clear himself. The 4 car looking back, just grinning with anticipation to see if there's anything. And the 4 car sees it in deep there as well. A little bit farther back, we have the 40 car going a little wide there. Leave start might have just started on that outside line. It's just tough to get that thing rolling early in a run. You can kind of widen it out when you get more laps on your tires, but for now you just got to find that bottom lane, just get in rhythm. Chris Few just facing that same problem right now, just trapped on the outside of Dave Fuge there in the 58. Really get any sympathy from Bloodline. It looks like maybe cut him a little break right there. 68 does clear the 58. And on mine, it was the caution down. I believe that might just be an issue. Might be glitch because it seems like they're still going full speed. Never mind. I must be behind. Caution is out. Let's see if we can't grab somebody for an interview. Colton, this is John Miles in the booth. You got us?
Sir.
Well, I know you well enough to know that you just absolutely thrive in long run situations. But right now we haven't been able to get a whole lot of those long runs. What's your strategy really for the rest of this race?
Really, if I'm just trying to save the tires in the beginning of the run and then trying to pick people up by the end. Get everybody some something pretty
I gotcha. Once again, I do apologize. I don't know how much you've been told about like how the start of the broadcast went, but should be good and rolling now. I guess you have a lot of teammates and friends out there on track. Do you race them any differently, or you just treat them as competitors as soon as you get behind the wheel?
Everybody's competitors. I try to race everybody as I can.
I gotcha. I'm gonna get you back in the SMR chat. I do appreciate you stopping for the interview.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
That was Colton Gardner, driver the number 40. Right now he's sitting back in 6th place, but definitely probably hoping for those long run. And we might just get him once everything gets sorted out. I can't imagine there's too many people with fast repairs left. I said Colton was quiet. We're going to try to get that tuned up just a little bit for y'all. As the green flag is out. Next caution flag, we'll pull somebody else and see if we can't get their interview a little bit louder for everybody. We already have another caution appear so. Might have been another wreck. Does appear that way. Okay. Well, no time like the present. We'll grab somebody else and see what's going on. Why don't we talk to the leader? Fluger, this is John Miles up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, but obviously not as well as you're doing. So talk to me. How have you been able to maintain this lead throughout all 3 stints so far in this race?
Didn't there for a bit. The 8 got me for a little while, but I've got some experience with these races. I really like this car. A lot of it's just knowing, where to keep it and when, and make sure you're listening to what it tells you. We run a car a bit with this particular group, and that car is really communicative, tells you a lot about what's going on with it. This car gives you very subtle hints, so you got to really know what you're looking for and pay attention to it if you're going to try to manage it.
You mentioned the 8 car a little bit there. How I would imagine he's a close friend and teammate, but at what point do the gloves come off and you're like, okay, I got to win this for myself, at the same time not take my teammate out? Still race him hard, but race him fair. When does that line start to get crossed?
Yeah, so that was just a paint scheme I was able to let him borrow. We're actually not affiliated, so
Okay.
they've been off all race, and they'll stay off from here.
I love it. Classic short track racing. It seems that you definitely do have a long run car, and the 8 has made a little bit of enemies making his way up through the track. We haven't had too long of a run so far, but what's the plan once we get the lap traffic?
As soon as we get the lap traffic, it's just about keeping smooth, keeping the lap time as consistent as possible. Both groups will be open for passing, so just where can you go and not lose time.
Well, I do appreciate it. I'm going to drag you back before you go green. I do appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you.
And as the pace car rolls off, that was the leader of Fluger right there talking with Joseph Tucker. Apparently they aren't teammates, just matching paint schemes, which I do appreciate. They both look really good as we do go green. Hopefully that interview was a little bit louder for you all. Tight battling going on behind us as well. Said only 8 cars in the lead lap. Dawson Cannon in the number 4 or 16, depending on who you ask, I guess. He is the first car a lap down with several other guys in the pits. So I would imagine he's safe as long as there isn't another lead lap car that goes lap down, as Fluger hits another fastest lap right there of 16.82. The 54 looks like it's going to be making a move as well. Couple guys in the pits. 54 I was just talking about, making a pass on Chris Fuge. You got to prepare for a long run though. Chances are we might not get one, but it's quite possible. So got to keep an eye on all these delta gaps and see who else making moves. As right now the leaders are just separated only by about 0.3 of a second, with another 0.3 of a second going back to the 80 car of Warford. Dave Fuge Jr. right there in the 22. Dave's had an up and down night, been involved in a couple of wrecks, but seems to have rallied quite well sitting here in 4th as the caution flag does come out once again. Might have been the 2 car. The 2 car might have just been getting prepared there. I'll have to wait and see. It looks fine. Might have been a lapper. Go ahead and grab that 8 car and see what he's got to say.
Ben, Chris.
Hey, number 8 driver, Justin Tucker. This is John Miles in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, you have been to the back of the field, you've been to the front of the field, and you've been dang near everywhere in the field. Now that you're back in 2nd place, what is the strategy going forward for the next 70-ish laps?
Yeah, sadly that's changing. We're going back in. Strategy for the next 70 laps? Hopefully stay up front after I go back to the back. I need to fix damage. It's horrible. I'm too tight for this. I don't know.
Do you believe there's enough time left in the race to do it? I believe you did it in like 60 laps. I believe you might have gotten back to 3rd. Do you want this thing to go green now that you're fixing damage, or do you want a couple more cautions so you can hopefully jump some people?
I mean, I'm only good on the restarts that get held up under green flag conditions. Because I can roll green flag run. That's all I need. I can hopefully bump people out the way if I need to.
Yeah, I mean, Rubbin's racing here at the short tracks. I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I'm going to drag you back to your booth.
Yes, sir.
That was Joseph Tucker there in the 8 car. Does appear he's fixing some damage, so now he's going to be back there, a little bit farther back. We're going to have to wait and see where he cycles out. It looks like right now 6th, which isn't too far back. I believe if he was pitting, that means he does have a fast repair, so I'd have to imagine that he's going to be pretty quick on this restart as well. The 15 car blast off there with the 80 car. Everybody getting tucked in. 54 car, I believe, went a little high there, but seems as well be tucked in. Hunter Hughes, kind of a quiet night so far with the nursing the damage on that left side. Taking it where he can get it right now as the 68 is trying to move him out of the way. These guys are teammates, so it's a fine line. It's like, hey, I gotta go, you're holding me up. The 68's got to be thinking that car in his rear view has a reputation for tonight, so he got to get going at some point as he moves to the inside. Tight battle right now between the 80, the 22, and the 54. If you are the 15 car Fluger, you love to see this. All those cars behind you getting into a battle you can hope to check out while also save some tires. It does appear though the 8 car, like he said in his interview, is getting held up a little bit, so frustration's probably almost to the boiling point. Literally as the everyone checks up as another caution's coming. Might it have been this time? Entirely sure, but it's all right. Let's go ahead and talk to one of the Fuse bros. Let's grab Chris in here. Chris, this is John Miles up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, John, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. You seem to be holding your own here against some of these guys. They're definitely displaying some short track manners, to say the least. What's the plan here for the last 60 or so laps?
Well, first, I apologize for taking out your driver there. Second, just kind of survive, keep the car in one piece. I'm not doing too great of a job of that right now, but at least I'm not like JP and just rolling down the backstretch. My teammates have an affinity for that. But yeah, we're just trying to keep the car in one piece. I mean, we're not really racing for a whole lot tonight. Just trying to raise money for Tots. So we're gonna have fun, having a lot of fun actually. These cars are awesome, they're wicked. So
yeah, you all have been putting on an amazing show, and don't feel bad about shipping the 4. He was making his own enemies back there too. So karma's something.
It's fun. So I mean, just happy to be here tonight.
Well, I will drag you back to the SMR booth. I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and I do appreciate you and the rest of SMR for setting all this up. It's a great cause, and who doesn't love some short track racing?
Hey, no problem, John. Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this for us in the broadcast booth tonight. You're a savior.
Yes, sir. I'll drag you back now. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
That was Chris Fuge there of the number 68. Right now sitting in 8th place on the lead lap. A lot of time left to go in this thing, though. A lot can happen in 50 laps, as you've seen in the last 250 laps. As the green flag comes out, Fluger has been excellent on restarts. Here's the 8. Looks to be making a move already. Can't quite pull it off as he tries to pick to the inside of the 22. Now he's got crowded by the 54. See if he makes the move again. And he's soaring it in there. I have to imagine he's going to be making a dive bomb move in one of these corners. Through the 22, you almost have to leave him a little bit of room, as he does right there, because you know he's coming for that bumper. Gets side by side with the 22. Sends it off in the corner, wraps that white line. That is a beautiful line right there. Maximizes exit. Should be able to clear him on the exit of the next corner. If you're Fluger right now, you got to be checking out. Warford kind of in the same mentality, although he's going to have a bumper full here in just a little bit. But right now, if you're Joseph Tucker, you want to see some green flag runs. So hopefully there's enough green flag to where you can get back up to that leader. Or at least, at the very least, start right beside him if there is another caution. Third place isn't a horrible place to sit right now, though. If the caution does come out, he will start on the bottom, which is preferred in these restarts. But right now, we just have to see how this whole thing shakes out as we cycle through the field. Right now, Pfluger in first, Horford in the 80 in second, Tucker in the 8 third, Tyler Cheney in fourth, Dave Fuge fifth, Cannon underneath him right now in sixth, Chris Fuge seventh, Hunter Hughes still nursing that damage in eighth, Colton Gardner in ninth, also having a little bit of damage on the left front, and his bumper. I imagine I missed a wreck there. Jacob Barker in 10th, 13 laps. 11th, JP Jones just kind of figuring the track out. Ryan Tripp, 12th. Wesley Hughes, 13th. There's 2 cars out of the race, those being James Stapleton, 24, and Sam Coles in 71. Let's take a look back at the leaders. About 8 tenths right now, but there's only about 4 or 5 tenths between second and third as it gets stuff figured out. Dawson McKinnon making a move to the inside of the 22 car. Gets the pass done, clearing away. Like I mentioned earlier, Dawson Buchanan, that was what Chris was talking about, one of my drivers when we race on the Wednesday night side of things for JM Motorsports. But right now he's got no friends and he hasn't even tried to make any. It doesn't seem. He's been pretty aggressive all night. Seems like he wants to try to get to a podium spot as he wrapping that white line as 54th Tyler Cheney gets a little loose there. Have to imagine the bumper's going to be coming out here pretty soon. 54's already felt the bumper once as 54 dives inside, wraps that white line. 4 gets a little loose on exit again. You can see him fighting the wheel inside. 4 car goes once again side by side. Let's take a look and see what he's seeing inside that cockpit. And he's fighting it. Scrapes the inside wall there, hits him, gets a little loose, has to check out, get out of the gas. He's got to get back into rhythm, do that all over again while the 22 is breathing down his neck. Crazy racing going on right now. Top 3 have kind of leveled out between first, second, and third. There's not a whole lot of movement going on. Gas spin about the same. If you're Joseph Tucker, you have to be wondering, when do I turn up the wick? But you also don't want to burn too much tire because, man, there's been a couple of cautions for this race, so you just have to find that balance, and it's might as well go to Vegas while you're at it because it's anyone's guess. A little bit farther back in the 54. Now the 4 car is feeling the pressure back from the 22. Might be some damage on the inside of that 4 car you saw when we were inside the cockpit of him scraping the wall. Getting lined out once again. Every car is about single file right now. Too crazy going on. As you see the 40 car, massive damage on that left side and on the back bumper. I have to imagine there's no more fast repairs left for that 40 car. So now he's just trying to nurse this thing as best he can. Try to stay on the lead lap as he's about 8 seconds behind the leader now. We'll probably need another caution for that to happen. I can't imagine him being able to nurse it for that long while staying on the lead lap, but who knows, maybe he's saving a fast repair, but by the looks of his car, I'd have to imagine. Really unfortunate for Smoky Mountain Racing is another Smoky Mountain Racing car here in the 18. Also suffering with some damage. Is that a recipe of just this short track racing? Take a look back at the leader of Pfluger in the 15. He has got about a 1.3 second lead. Just rhythm is important here, and those guys are staying in it as Joseph Tucker near on the bumper of the 80. I'd say that wick has finally been turned up as he slides a little bit on exit there. Wrapping that line, does a great job of getting that car rotated without over-rotating up the 80. Has a little bit of a better exit right now. See Dawson Buchanan once again hunting down that 54. See if he does anything different this time. Best way to kill somebody on the inside is just to cut off their exit. So if you can get them stay a little low, as there's a bumper right there, but the 4 car stays back. The 4, you're feeling a little frustrated here just because 54 seems to be holding you up, but you want to get towards those leaders in case something happens. But man, you can see him just sending it into those corners. Harry got a little bit better exit. He's going to cut underneath him. Going to be there. Wow, that's a slide job right there of the 54. And that's some tight racing going on right now. We also have the 80 getting passed by the 8 car. So now will the 8 car make up that 2-second gap to the 15 of Fluger? Back to the 54 of Cheney. It's still a battle right now with him and the 4 car. Might be a little biased, but I'm staying on this camera because I can imagine that bumper is going to be used here pretty quick. Take a look once again at that cockpit point of view. Let's see what he's seeing. And that's Tyler Cheney right there. We're taking a look at as we go to Dawson Buchanan. Wrapping that bottom. Powering through on exit. Tough racing. Wrap that line. They even out about midway through the corner, but then that exit just gets a better launch. You can see right there, just right now is prevailing. There's been enough rubber laid down to where you can cut off the exit of that bottom car. It's just so much more preferred as he gets a little bit of a gap there. Then he clips that apron, so they're going to remain probably side by side. Definitely some tough racing. There's a little tiny bump there. Ford might be able to clear him in this next set of corners. Should be able to clear him on exit. 54 dives it in deep. And so that exit is just so great on that second lane. Ford needs to be able to slide up as he looks like he's going to. Now the Ford can get into a rhythm here. We can save his tires while also maintaining a little bit more of a gap as the caution does come out. Beautiful timing there for the 4 though, as he does get by the 54 before the caution comes out. So should be starting ahead of him on this restart with only 17 to go. 27 to go, my apologies. Take a look at the 54. The 8 car does come into pit. We have some takers. You have to wonder if the 8 car has a pair of tires laying on the wall. We're going to see if his car goes up on jacks, but if he does, this could be huge with the leader being the only one that stayed out. Oh, wow. He does. The 8 car, all these cars going up on jack. The 15 is going to be a sitting duck with no fresh tires. Unless he's hoping for a quick caution, we can come down and get maybe a couple lap newer tires, but man, this is a rough situation to be in if you are the 15 car. A couple cars are being shown the lead lap, but I'd have to imagine that they are going to come in and pit. What a strategy call. See, if you're the 15, you might be wondering, why did he stay out there? For anyone that might not be super familiar with tire strategy, or just race strategy for that matter, you got to stay out. I mean, it's a gamble if you're the leader. If you stay out, everybody, like you saw right there, everybody else pits, and then you're sitting duck. If you do pit, and you might have 5 cars that stay out, then you're trapped in lap traffic. So you're kind of gambling either way, but man, this might be worst case scenario. He's going to be the only one on the lead lap, I believe, with old tires. Now, he has been historically really good at restarts. If he can get in a rhythm, maybe he can stretch it out to where it's enough to hold off the 8 car, the 80 car, with Tyler Cheney in the 54. It looks like he jumped Dawson Buchanan on pit road. You have to wonder what's going on in their minds right now. You want the inside... You normally want the inside line, but it'll be interesting to see how this restart goes for the 15. As the lights, pace car does come off, they get a jump. Just not quite the same jump as the 15 normally gets. That's those older tires really working in. As you can see, the 8 car might be able to power around on the outside. He might be sent 3 wide. He has to block several lanes. The 80's down low. The 8's up high. Man, it's tight. He's going to push him to the corner. We might be going 3 wide here at the Snowball Derby. Little bump there from the 8 car as the 80 gets clear. The 8 car tucks underneath. The 4 car is also there. And that 15 is going to be a sitting duck on the outside too. There's no speed there as the 4 car gets a little loose. Sends in the corner the 54, also behind the 4. They definitely have a history here. Four car sends it in a little tight on entry. Man, look at that 8 car battling through. Was not even 40 laps ago just talking to us about taking the tires, having to start from back to fix some damage. As the 16 car appears to be also getting by the 15. Now, if you're the 15 man, you just want to caution as soon as you get one. Because you need those fresh tires. If he adds an extra pair of tires, just try to salvage this day at this point. Super unlucky caution when it fell. Right now, Dawson Buchanan sitting in 3rd place. Joseph Tucker in the 8 in 2nd, but he's hunting down the 80 of Hunter Warford. Can Warford stay ahead of the hungry number 8 for the last 18 laps? We come to 17 to go here in the Smoky Mountain Racing Snowball Derby charity race. We'll add each other's bumper. Now, if you're the 4 car here, you got to be thinking, stay in a rhythm, stay to the 54 so you don't do anything dumb. But at the same time, if these two get into it, which there's been some tight racing all night long, you got to be ready to pounce. And so make sure you're staying with them as safe distance we can get by both of them, but also save a little bit of tire here in case there's another late race caution. I said 3rd place is honestly better than 2nd place in these short track runs, just so you can start on that bottom. So you want to make sure you're in the catbird seat for any sort of late race caution or any late race incident that even doesn't run the caution flag. As we cycle through the field, there's a little bit farther back to 54. The 15 still falling like a bunch of rocks. The 68 is trying to get by in there. Chris Fuge, it looks like he's probably going to clear him on an exit. And those new tires, look at that, putting in work. Colton Gardner with a little bit of damage. More than a little, I'd say. That's a understatement, but still holding on to 7th place right now. Like I said earlier in the race, they needed that caution probably to stay on the lead lap before this thing would finish. Followed by Hunter Hughes right there in 18th. And Dave Hughes clear very farther back. Right now, Colton's around some lap traffic that might be here soon. Dawson Buchanan still waiting. He has closed that gap a little. He might just be trying to race his way back onto the nice list, but I don't know if it's possible because with 8 car, we've seen him be aggressive when he needs to be. Is he just biding his time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to get on the back bumper of that 80 car? We're going to have to wait and see. I mean, the problem is we've seen how aggressive that 4 car can be, so you don't want to wait too long. You want to get checked out and make sure you have enough time to let the 80 and the 4 duke it out. But right now, the 80 just seems to be putting a little bit of a, maintaining at least the gap on both the Dawson Buchanan and the 54. As we go back to the 8 car, and it's some tight racing. The 8 car just gets a little bit better exit than most of those drivers. Back to the field, there's Tyler Cheney and Chris Fuge. 15 is still falling back. I don't believe the 15 is going to be passed by the 4 just because of the damage, but man, it's still some tight racing. Back to the leaders here with 7 to go, or 8 to go at the line. Now 7, these top 3 are neck and neck. All 3 on similar tires. All 3 appear to have similar amounts of damage or lack thereof. Gonna see how aggressive it gets. Now, if you're the 4 car, what do you do here as he sends it to the outside? He's just trying to build up a run to see if he can't just make a late race move or late lunge into the inside line. I'd have to imagine if you're gonna pass him, you gotta shove him to the outside. Try to get clear so they don't shove you back as a caution comes out. Wow. Caution is out on the racetrack. Man, oh man. Ooh. Now, if you're Hunter Warford, what are you doing right now? A lot of pressure. What they say, pressure makes diamonds, pressure's a privilege, so will he be able to maintain? Remember, like I said earlier, Dawson Buchanan, the 4, will be starting down low. on the bottom along with Warford. Does he shove the 8 up the track when they go side by side into the corner? 21 takes the lucky dog. A couple cars pitting just to get some optional repairs knocked out. Those cars being Hunter Hughes, but the 15 does pit here. The 15 now has that new set of tires. But with 5 laps to go, it's going to be 3 at the line. Is there going to be enough time? I don't know. We might need some overtimes to help the 15 out, but those new tires, I mean, he's going to be able to make some passes that don't seem humanly possible just because that's how much tire wear we're experiencing here tonight. Big battle is between these drivers here. I do apologize for the lag every now and then. We're going to try to see if we can't keep this thing going. Lights are off on the pace car. 3 laps to go, 2 at the line. Will we get an overtime? We shall see. We're going to have 1 lap. See if we get one, otherwise it's going to end. Huge bump there from the 4 into the 80. The 8 is still side by side with the 80. He's going to run him up the track. Now, if you're the 4 car, you got to stay tucked in here behind the 80 car. 3 laps to go. And caution is out once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime. Let's take a look at that bump. It was a heck of an absolute shove there on the restart. Take a look at the 4, and the 54 also does an amazing job of shoving the 8 here. But you can see they just get absolutely just boom. Smokes him in the bumper, gives him that huge shove before the start finish line. Off they go. The 8 car had an amazing restart. It's just, you get shoved to Narnia by the 4 car into the 80. There's not a whole lot you can do after that. We're going to re-rack him kind of how we, for the most part, how we started that last restart, but this one's going to be a doozy, fellas. Keep cooling your tires. Going to be racing over 300 laps here in the Smoky Mountain Racing Snowball Derby fundraising race, charity derby. Man, it's going to be a good one. Said Dawson Racing to get back on the nice list. The 8 car with something to prove. He's been all over. The 54 upset tempers throughout the night. The 80 car fighting hard to stay competitive here. Just come away with that checkered flag after running the top 3 for most of the night. 15th car could only get back up to 8th place. Chris Fuchs in the 68's on pit road. Lap 2 to go at the line. Pace lights are off. We will be going green this time by. Car rolling off this time by. He takes a sharp left as we enter the restart zone. The 4 doesn't give him the shove the 80 wants like he normally does. 22 gets a little loose. The 8 cuts in front of the 4. Ooh. Late move to try to cross over the 80. Man, they're there. If you're the 4 car, you just want to see some contact between the 8 and the 40 here. Or the 8 and the 80. They're side by side with 1 lap to go. Staying green, still side by side. We're going to have an amazing finish. There's a little bit of contact. The 8 might just clear the 80. The 4 gets tucked in behind. Not going to be enough, and the 4 spins out coming to the line, but the 8 takes the checkered flag. The 80 coming in second. Dawson Buchanan in third place, spinning out at the line, like I said. Tyler Cheney at 54, coming in fourth. What a finish. Let's go ahead and take a replay at that last set of corners we can. Man, what a race. Try to get one last look at that. See here, amazing restart, just absolute side-by-side action. Amazing racing from the 8. We're going to try to drag some of those guys into the booth here. I don't see Hunter Warford anywhere. I might be missing him. We're going to get the third place car in here really quickly. Have a talk to Dawson Buchanan as we go live really quick. See if there's any burnouts we're missing. There's a good one from the 8 car. He parks it there on the start finish line. We'll see if we missed any. I hate to do that to you. I'll leave you without a burnout. Might have been just that one there. So we get that. As we do have Dawson Buchanan in the booth with us now. Dawson, third place finish at the end of this 305 laps, it may have seemed. Talk to us about your night. What were some ups, what were some downs, and how'd you come away with the third place finish?
There's definitely a lot of downs there. This track and this car was very tricky to learn, and I haven't ran this car or track enough to really know what I was doing. But I mean, other than that, you know, being able to play a little strategy there at the end and just try to hold track position. You know, I had 5.5 minutes of optional repairs at the end, so I was limping that thing with the wheel like 90 degrees right. So I'm pretty happy with third place after that one.
Sounds good. Anybody you'd like to thank before I kick you out of here?
Yeah, huge shout out to Mr. John Miles in the booth. Put an awesome scheme on this car, and yeah, I'm sure it was a great broadcast. So shout out, John.
Well, I do appreciate it. Great broadcast. Maybe not for the first third, but we got her figured out. Yeah, thank you to Bass Pro Shops for hopping on the 4 car. I gotta do Dawson's job for him, but that's how it normally goes around here.
Love you.
Alrighty, thank you, Dawson, for stopping in. We're gonna drag some other people into the broadcast booth.
Thanks, boss.
Yep. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have your winner, the 8 car of Joseph Tucker. Tucker, we were talking a little bit the last time we talked, and you weren't so sure with the track position and all that it'd work out, but now here you are in victory lane with a stellar burnout in the number 8. Tell me about how you got it done.
I honestly don't know. The caution kind of saved me because I was not going to catch Victor. I had to battle Hunter for second, and then lap cars were just going to start slowing me down. And man, I don't know. All I could say is I'm thankful for the caution.
Cautions breed cautions, and you made the most of them. Congratulations on the race win. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before we leave?
Chessie Tucker Realtor, Victor, that 15 car for the scheme. He did a phenomenal job on it. Tyler Cheney, all those guys were in that VC with me, in that race 5 VC. We were coordinating great after Tyler decided to kill me. My mom and dad for letting me do this. They helped me a ton. Wesley for paying my entry fee. I appreciate him for it. Connor, those guys for putting this on. You for broadcasting.
Sounds good. We do appreciate you sticking around, making this race work. It's for a great cause. Once again, congratulations on winning the Smoky Mountain Racing Snowball Derby charity race. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, really quick, Michael, It's Jacob. Well, he's gone now.
You mean drag him
John,
back?
really quick. Yeah, really quick, please, if you don't mind, John.
Yep, I can do that. Where is he? There he is. Found him. He's back.
Oh, I'm back.
Michael, sorry, buddy. Wanted to personally congratulate you on this. We really appreciate you for just coming in here and doing your thing, and it's going to a good cause. So, like I said, once again, congratulations, and I think it was a huge success for everyone. And I would like to give a really big shout out for Chris and Colton for playing such a big role in this as well. Chris and I were just brainstorming ideas and whatnot, and it came to fruition. And wanted to say that we're really hoping to do some more stuff like this in the future.
That was.
I wanted to thank you for broadcasting this as well.
Oh yeah, no worries. It was a little rough at the start, just getting all the stuff worked out, but yeah, it was a super great cause. I'm happy you all reached out. I was more than willing to do this, so yeah, I do appreciate you giving me the opportunity. And yeah, like you said, thanks to Chris, Chris and Colton and the rest of really the Smoky Mountain Boys for putting on this good charity race, especially on such short notice. But yeah, awesome event, and yeah, once again, congrats you to Tucker for getting her done. And with that, this should be the end. I don't have all the fancy graphics loaded up, but this is the end of the broadcast. Please feel free to tune in. I'm not sure the rest of the schedules, but I do know our Wednesday Night Dash series. It does kick off on January 7th. First race is Chicagoland with the next gen cars, so feel free to tune into that here on Stadium Scene TV as well. Once again, thank you to Colton Gardner, Jacob Barker, and Chris Fuge for putting all this on. Thank you for Stadium Scene TV for hosting this event, and FR Racing for also helping along the way, both DJ Fluck as well as Eric Richardson. This has been John Miles.